Today's episode of Dungeon Crawlers Radio is brought to you by Gamers Inn, your one-stop location for all your gaming needs. Located in Lehigh City, Utah, their fun and friendly staff will be more than happy to answer any of your gaming needs. Just remember, Gamers Inn, it's where adventures begin.
It's time to power up.
Autobots, roll out! Broadcasting live from the DCR studio.
Oh yeah!
The Geek Revolution starts here.
Excellent!
Get ready for the #1 hit geek radio show out there.
Well, it is impressive, isn't it?
Because it's time for Dungeon Crawlers Radio.
Let's get ready to rumble!
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for.
Alright everyone, welcome to another episode of Dungeon Crawlers where we can't stop talking and apparently have to hit record because otherwise we won't start talking and you won't hear the show.
We're very excited to talk about the book, but apparently there are so many things to talk about right now that we're all very excited.
Yes, because we're talking about writing and Caryn's new book. So for those of you that don't know, Caryn Larrinaga is here with her new book and it's called The Superhero Syndrome and it's awesome. And Scott is sniffing the pages.
Awesome. I'm assuming it's awesome. It smells awesome, dude.
Yeah. Scott is completely in love with this book because it smells amazing.
It smells like Goosebumps, okay? It reminds me of my childhood. Like, the first book that I actually went out and bought myself was Goosebumps, and this smells like Monster Blood. I'm telling you right now. I don't know why.
Monster Blood.
Monster Blood was the Goosebumps book that I started with.
I was about to ask. That was my burning question. I didn't know which one it was.
Yep.
That was your very first book you ever bought?
That was my first one that I ever bought. It isn't even the first Goosebumps. I think it's like number 3, but that's the first one that I bought. And then I upgraded to Michael Crichton. Don't ask me how that jump happened.
Because you
I must have gotten in
like
like
Jurassic
10.
Park.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
That's probably
And
true.
it's
There's a couple
dinosaurs.
years.
Who doesn't love that?
There's a couple years in between that.
I never read Goosebumps.
None
Really?
of them?
None.
Oh.
I started with
Wow.
Dragonlance.
Oh, well.
And then,
That's not bad.
and then I jumped through all the fantasy stuff, and then Brent Weeks and R.A. Salvatore, and the list goes on.
I haven't reread any of the Goosebumps books since I was a kid, but I feel pretty confident that they would still stand up today.
Yeah?
I wish I would have saved some of mine. I gave them all to a friend. That
I
loved
know.
them.
I gave them all to a younger cousin, and I'm torn because I love to instill a love of reading into other people, but I also want to keep all those books. They're mine.
Yep.
So.
Yeah.
I want to jump back on eBay right now. I wonder what
Yeah.
the originals are going for. I know they reprinted a bunch.
I have so many books that I've actually started giving them away.
Oh.
Yeah.
Any good ones?
It's like, I don't want this book. Giving it away. Yeah. I have my shelves of friends' books. Those aren't going anywhere. Those are untouchable. But then I have all these other books that that I haven't read in years, and it's like, am I going to read it again? Probably not. All right, giving it away.
You know, with this being hurricane season, I'm guessing that if there aren't already,
there's already
gonna
people
be book
asking
drives.
for stuff like
yeah.
that. Yeah. Hurricanes, scary.
Yeah.
Just reading about Irma.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't want to go anywhere near that, but I can
No.
see, how the land of Roshar, in the Words of Radiance series, it really is. I mean, that's what they are, massive hurricanes that travel all over the place for that series.
I feel like I have to put in a pitch here for Mega Tsunami by David Klein, which is one of my buddies who also we need to have on the show.
Yeah.
But we're not talking about other people
Now,
or other books.
okay, I've seen so many news reports, and one of them, I don't know if it's real or not, but they said they were the winds and the waves were whipping up so much from Irma that it was actually lifting sharks up and other fish up into it.
Okay, I saw that too, but it was a screen cap of a CNN report, so I wasn't sure if it was actually valid. I haven't had time to actually
know.
go
I
and
haven't gone to
check
research it, but I'm like,
and see.
if this is real, okay, Sharknado was just way too early.
Sharknado Cane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sharknado Cane.
Mm-hmm.
Is it now Sharknado Cane?
Well, if that hurricane
Sharkicane.
is really pulling, Sharkicane.
Hurrah sharks.
I saw there was
I don't know.
I saw there was video footage of like a cow that had been lifted up. It wasn't a real cow, obviously.
Well,
because it was like
So, I mean, these winds are getting up to 250 to 300 miles an hour. They can easily throw a car.
I thought they were
Yeah,
only
that's
189.
No, well...
Or is it a
I mean,
consistent
only
189?
189?
Well, I don't know.
Only-
If
yeah, I
yeah.
know. It's-
I don't know if it's consistently, but Irma is a Category 5, so it's huge. It's massive and super strong.
And then it's being followed by a Category 1 right now.
Yeah.
Well,
But-
my only thing is, okay, yes, it is coming up the Caribbean, heading towards Florida, going to go up towards Georgia and that. But what happens if it suddenly changes direction, heads for Texas again? Those poor people have already suffered enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leave Texas alone.
And then a Category 1 right
Everything's
behind
bigger
it.
in
What the
Texas,
heck?
including the storms.
Well, yeah. I'm just going to blame
Obama?
dolphins.
Oh, dolphins.
Dolphins.
That they didn't stop this?
Because we haven't given them enough fish, so they're controlling the hurricanes.
No, they're grateful. Thank you for all the fish.
No, we're stealing the
even- there's
fish.
a
That's
musical
why they're
number.
creating the hurricanes.
Yeah, I can see that. That tracks.
You're saying that dolphins are actually evil.
Yes.
Vindictive.
Okay.
I wouldn't say evil. Let's go with
Okay,
vindictive.
you're right. Vindictive. They're kind of like, a little child that gets very petulant because you're stealing something of theirs, so they do something naughty back. To get
Okay.
even. Far-fetched. Let's talk about the superhero syndrome because Scott's giving me a look of like, you are nuts.
I just don't know where to go with that. How do you defend a vindictive herd of dolphins that apparently want our blood because we haven't given them their fish?
Well, I'd say debate 1 then.
Well,
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, there's one evil dolphin? There's like a super
Oh,
dolphin?
no.
Is that
that
what you're
I
saying?
won the debate
Yeah, Daniel wins.
Fair enough.
because you couldn't come up with an argument.
That's because it's so
See,
insane.
no, it's not because they create a massive hurricane. It comes in, people die, eat less fish. That
How do
means
they
have
create a
more
massive
fish.
hurricane? Are they all like swimming around in a circle, like running around a track? Go faster! Like grrr, in a circle? Is that what they're doing?
Maybe there's really cool technology that they control. I mean, they obviously are aliens,
With
right?
what? They're flippers?
Maybe.
If we're going back to the fact that they're aliens, then yes, I could believe that.
Yeah.
I could believe that.
Yeah.
All right.
See.
Farewell and thanks for all the fish. I don't think it's because we stole the fish, though. If
sure?
anything, it's probably because we're polluting and contaminating the oceans.
Yeah.
Well, so are they.
Or causing climate
come on.
change.
That's
even though
literally their
apparently it's a
bathroom.
hoax.
It's their bathroom. They're constantly polluting it.
That's different, man. Haven't you ever just been in the lake and just been like, there's no one else around, and yet you still fish in that lake?
Yeah.
That's right. Think about that circle of life
Never
right
done that.
there.
Never done that, but okay.
Yeah, never done that.
I have to show you the Shark Week video I saw. I know we're off topic, but there's this wonderful
I think
Shark
our viewers
Week video
have kind of accepted that by now.
where there are people. They're in the shark cage, and this huge great whites come in. They got their cameras and everything, and then it just crop dusts them. Just lets his bowels go. It's just the nastiest thing in the world. And then all these fish swarm in and start eating it. It's hilarious.
You have to wonder how much it's on
It's a
purpose. You
circle
know, like,
of life.
does the shark know what he's doing?
I know,
and I like
the
to think
shark
that
is
he
like-
does.
Those fools think I'm going to attack it and start chewing at it. I'm going to show them something.
Comedy sharks.
Yes. See, sharks do have a sense of humor. They know they can't swim backwards, so they're just going to go for it.
Amen.
Yeah.
I don't blame them.
Okay.
After Jaws, I mean, I think that they need to get us back.
They do. They need good publicity. I can't even say that
They
word.
need good publicity. Blah, 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 blah.
publicity. They need good publicity.
Or
right
as
now.
the dolphins would say, blah, 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 blah.
Or
There you go.
nah. All
That
right.
was a much more
So
convincing dolphin.
tell us about the superhero syndrome before we get on another tangent about humpback whales.
Well, strangely enough, it actually centers around a sentient dolphin who... No, I'm just kidding.
That would have
You
been
got me so
funny,
excited.
actually. That would have been funny.
So, superhero syndrome is about a young woman named Tess, who is one of thousands of people that's afflicted with what's called the solstice syndrome, which is a sickness that affects everyone around the winter solstice. Some people get a mild flu, and other people it's horrible and it kills tons of people. If you're lucky enough to survive the solstice syndrome, then when this big meteor shower comes a month later, you know, stuff happens. Tess gets superpowers. So the book is about her trying to come to terms with superpowers in this new superpowered world that she previously only thought existed in comic books. So in this world, comic book pop culture does exist. Tess is a total comic book nerd. So she's well equipped to deal with superpowers, as an idea, but not so much having them herself.
Is it our pop culture, or is it their own variation of pop
It's
culture?
ours. It's set in
Okay.
the real world, our world, in a fictional city called Wayland, and so it is our real world. There's lots of pop culture references that readers will recognize. And so in addition to trying to figure out her superpowers, she's trying to mend a very broken relationship with her older sister, and just try to get through life. It's hard enough sometimes, and throw having powers in the mix. It's crazy.
And which solstice was it again?
The winter solstice. Yeah.
What is up with winter solstices?
It's magical.
very powerful,
It's
yeah.
magical, man.
I know, I'm born in the winter.
Ah.
It's just interesting.
See? Yeah,
Sweet.
we love it. So,
Yeah.
okay, so now the disease, the sickness that people get before the solstice, how many people survive that?
So at the beginning of the book, Tess is listening to kind of an NPR report on it, and at that time, there's about 6,000 people that are currently afflicted with the really outrageous
stuff?
form. Yeah. So roughly about 6,000 people worldwide. So it's
Wait, 6,000 are afflicted with it, or 6,000 actually die from it?
6,000 at that time are afflicted by it. They're active cases, and
Okay.
then more than that passed away. So
Okay, so
Wow.
there are at least 6,000 other superheroes, potential superheroes.
potential superheroes. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, is it easier for you to write using kind of the basis of our world and then twisting it to your own needs?
Oh, for me, yes. I don't know if that's a universal truth with all writers, but for me, I think I like to focus more on the characters and building them up and what they're doing, and the world is a character too, and so it is much easier for me to base it in the real world. So far, most of my writing tends to take place in something that's very similar to our real world, but I like making up my own town or my own city so that I can control every aspect of that.
Okay.
But it's still a real place with cars and a government, and it looks familiar even if it's somewhere you can't physically visit.
So there's not a lot of world building that you have to do,
It's just
except
like a little
for
bit of,
your city or whatever. There's just a little bit of tweaking.
Yeah,
more
exactly.
of world adjusting. Yeah, world tweaking.
World
tweaking.
adjusting. I like that.
Adjusting, tweaking. Yeah, it's about right.
Yeah,
I'm a world adjuster.
Yeah, I've done that.
Sounds like insurance.
I'm a world editor.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
to take the world and bend it to my will.
Yeah.
Insurance is not fun.
No.
No. Never.
Fortunately,
Yes.
I can only imagine the insurance if you were a superhero on this. Well, it looks like you've got the flu, or you could be coming out with a case of the supers.
And Tess does kind of have to deal with that a little bit at the beginning of the book. Some of her decisions around why she goes home in the first place have to do with being faced with a supermassive medical bill from a really long inpatient stay at a research hospital.
Yeah.
So,
Yes. I hate those. So, do you also bring in the conflict of possibly, of people that have this that might use their powers for evil purposes?
yeah, I don't want to give away too many spoilers, but I definitely explore that for sure.
Because, let's face it, other people have done it too. Brandon Sanderson has as well, but there are some people, if they suddenly got superpowers, they wouldn't be thinking, hey, how can I save someone today?
Yes.
Hey, how could I rob that bank? Or
That car looks really nice.
I can turn invisible. There is that gym down the street. There's some people that think
There's
like
an
that.
all-you-can-eat sushi buffet, and I'm betting that nobody's going to notice that back booth.
Yeah, exactly.
I think maybe this is just based on what I would do right away, but I think that most people would fall somewhere in the middle. They wouldn't be thinking okay, how can I go and use this power to help people? And they wouldn't be thinking, how can I harm people? They would be thinking, what cool thing can I do just for me to have fun?
Yeah.
And that's
Or
kind of
how can I hide?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of
I
how
don't want
Tess's
anyone to
journey
see me.
starts.
I'm going to use
is,
this to
what
my
can I
own
do that's
fiscal
cool?
opportunities.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not necessarily out to do evil, but really not concerned with doing
They're
good
all
either.
about themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So can we know what her superpower is, or do we have to buy the book?
Yeah, so something's weird with her hands. She absorbs anything that she touches. So she can absorb steel and have fists of steel.
So she's like Absorbing Man.
Sure. Is that really the,
That's really
the
a,
name
that's
of
a superhero. Yes, his name is
Absorbing Man.
Yeah, whatever he touches, he actually absorbs, and he becomes that element or material.
And that's not just from a song like Particle Man.
No. I will
Hold
prove
on.
it to you.
I remember hearing something about this. Like, what show was that on? Isn't that on The Flash?
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
guy actually with
it's the Flash. Yeah.
Barry fights him and like he
And his name
he
is
keeps,
Absorbing Man?
I don't know if he's
Usually the
Absorbing
Flash
Man.
comes up with pretty cool names. Well, not the Flash, but
Yeah.
Cisco comes
Yeah.
up with the really cool names.
Yeah, that's why I'm
He's right here.
thinking-
Absorbing Man is a fictional supervillain appearing in the Marvel Comics.
Oh.
That's not DC, sorry. Yeah.
This is even worse.
Yeah, Scott's
So-
trying
I'm
to
sorry.
sit backwards in his chair.
It wasn't Flash, he was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It was the guy in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. when he touched he became that material in season 1.
Ah.
Oh, that's where that was.
Yeah,
but
that's
didn't Barry
Absorbing Man.
also fight someone like that?
There is a guy very similar to that, like. in
But
the
he was
DC,
just
but
metal.
Yeah,
He was
he was
just
just
strictly metal.
Yeah,
So like he could actually absorb different types of metal, but then he also absorbed a diamond at one point, didn't he? And Barry had to like use the lightning and go really fast. Or am I like mixing like 3
I
episodes?
can't remember. Maybe it's been a while.
For the record, you viewers can't see this, but we are sitting on the world's worst chairs. They're very, very high. They're like bar stools that have no back. Well, that's not true. They have a little bit of a back, just
That's why
enough so you can't turn around
See,
backwards.
this is
and you
why
feel like you have to
I
sit
have-
up, but otherwise
I'm
you're
sitting
slouching.
straight posture.
You're like sitting. I can't handle this.
I thought you were trying to be cool, like
I'm not trying
like
to
Michelle
be cool.
Pfeiffer
I'm trying
in
to
Dangerous
survive.
Minds.
Yeah, this is from
insane.
This is from years of sitting in
don't like them.
orchestras and stuff like that. You have to sit on the edge straight. You never have a back. Yeah.
I feel like I'm doing the
comfortable.
splits. I feel like I'm literally doing the splits around the table right now. This is awkward for me. I'm sorry.
They are awful.
It's getting
So,
some good stretches in.
She has that. So, question for you.
Yeah.
If you were to suddenly get superpowers, what would it be?
I got lucky enough to answer this question last time I was
Oh,
here.
look at that. You did.
And I'm going to stick with my answer,
'Kay.
which is teleportation, because then I could go visit my family in Spain whenever I wanted. Like, if you want to eat a particular regional delicacy for lunch, you can just pop off and get it. And then I would use that power, of course, for more than just getting a tasty lunch for myself. I would definitely teleport people away from hurricane and tornado zones when they're in danger. Definitely would not hog that all for me.
So
As
it
long
would
as
be
she gets her breakfast, lunch, and dinner in
Uh-huh.
Spain, she's solid.
right. You'd be the omnipotent nightcrawler, not limited by your line of sight.
Yes. Oh, definitely. You know, maybe I'd have to look at a photo or something.
You'd
but
be a looper.
but
That's
with
what it's
Google
called.
Maps.
Yes, I mean that's what they did in Loopers. As long as they saw a picture, they could.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
I'd take that.
That was one of the few movies that Hayden Christensen's in that I'm okay with.
That gave me faith in his acting ability again.
Yeah.
Since George kind of,
Yeah, but then the other movies after that kind of ruined that.
I still think George. Oh, you mean other movies of Hayden Christensen?
Yeah. Yeah, there's one where he was some gangster type kid and wore this weird hat. Yeah.
He wore a weird hat. How dare you?
Yeah.
It's all about the hat.
No,
It's all
it's just
about the hat.
he was just weird. But hey, he's married to Rachel Bison, so hey, whatever. Yeah.
So you're saying good
and
choice.
she won't let their children watch Star Wars, the prequels, because they don't want to see Daddy turn
Dark.
evil and kill kids and become Darth Vader.
Yeah, I mean, that's understandable.
No, kids have to see this.
But what is their own dad?
So what?
Could she commission a special version where George Lucas replaces him with, like, the other direction? So he
You know,
CGI's
Robot
over
Chicken actually did something like that, where Anakin, when he's doing that horrific thing, he just says, "Think about your happy place, Annie. Go back to the field of daisies," and it shows him in this field of daisies, and he's just happily shing, 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 cutting them all up, and then he's like happy and having so much fun, and some of the daisies try running, and he tackles them, and then he goes back home to Padme, and he goes, "I left you some daisies on the counter." Oh, Robot Chicken ruined so many childhoods.
Wow. So, yeah, there's so many things I could talk about. With
Perhaps we should go
George
back
and
to the
stuff like
superhero
that.
book.
Like the whole
Oh, no, we can meander.
the whole Leia thing. And yeah, so I don't know if you heard, but Lucasfilms has actually put something out there wondering if the audiences out there would like for them to go in and CGI over the Princess Leia slave outfit in Return of the Jedi, which I think is
What?
horrible. Yeah, because there's so many people out there that are like, "You shouldn't show this. This is horrible." I'm sorry.
That's what they take issue with.
Yeah, Not the fact that she's a slave and, she stands up and then chokes the life out of Jabba with the chain that she's bound with. No, let's put clothes on her. And yeah, I'm sorry. I think they just need to leave it alone.
Yeah.
It's done.
It's done.
It's out there. It's like a book. All the editing's done. It's out there. Just leave it alone.
Yeah, you just have to let it go.
Move to the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
Han shot first.
Yeah. We saw what happened when they messed with that. Weird
Riots
neck
in the
movement.
streets.
Yeah.
Cats and dogs. No.
Living together. Sorry.
No, thank
I
you.
had to finish it.
Mass hysteria.
So yeah, we're very upset about the re-editing of Return of the Jedi.
Well, they haven't done it yet. There's a lot of people that are just like saying, you're idiots. Stop it. So I just hope they leave it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But getting back to this, I want to
Yes.
know more. But I don't want to know spoilers.
Oh, that's the tricky thing, right?
So, your masked vigilante, the fox.
Mm-hmm.
So do they wear a fox outfit?
Yes.
Really? Seriously?
Yes.
I was being cynical.
Is he
but
foxy?
That's awesome.
He is a foxy fox.
He's foxy.
So
if I had a superhero ability, I would totally be over the top like that, and I'd have a big burly tail and I'd be like, I'm foxy.
So you're going the avenue of the tick.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because I have to protect my identity.
Yes. Unlike Spider-Man in every Spider-Man movie.
I seem to have lost my mask.
Or it's falling apart. Or I'm just going to pull it off because I can't see when I'm in front of a subway. Yeah.
Well, if they already know who you are, it's kind of, it's not the subway one, obviously, but on the recent one, I'm not getting into this argument. So, the fox. Tell us more about this foxy fox.
So the fox is the first superhero to kind of take the public stage and come forward and start publicly crime fighting. Mm-hmm. So while the main character Tess is still trying to figure out, what do I do with my hands? There's this person way farther down the path than her who's like, I know what I'm doing with my powers. I'm kicking butt and saving lives. And so she's kind of becomes obsessed with him and trying to figure out who he is and how to be like him.
Please tell me somewhere in this book you have the line, what does the fox say?
No. Oh my God. Missed opportunity.
Dang it!
Sequel.
Yeah, there is a sequel. This is the
that
first
would
of
have
a
been
series.
perfect.
So.
For the record, I really do appreciate that. She's like, I don't know what to do with my hands.
If not, that's a really good
They
marketing
keep coming
tag.
up.
Just put them down.
What does the fox say? Yeah.
So
Yeah.
is it just her hands when she absorbs stuff? Or is it her whole body?
Yeah, I mean, that's worth reading to find out how she makes the most out of her powers.
And I'm assuming at first she doesn't have control of it and just randomly, why are my arms looking like bricks?
Of course, yeah.
That'd be really awkward if you're eating waffles.
There's...
Would you eat your hands?
Yeah, exactly. And would you feel that? More importantly, would you taste good?
There's a scene that I really
Moral
had a lot of fun
quandary.
writing where she accidentally puts herself in a pretty disgusting situation with her ability. So I won't say more than that, but I gagged when I was editing it. So
You gagged when you edited your own work.
just because I was picturing it too well and I might be gagging a little bit.
Wow.
Cheese? Cheesy.
Awesome.
Jello.
See, I don't know. I've never been the type to gag or anything like that. Just because
You'll be fine then.
because of my childhood and watching way too many horror movies. But I'm gonna have to find this place.
I'm just going to have to read it because it's only 300 and... Where is it? I'm looking.
You're looking for it. Come on.
316. 316?
Yep, 316 pages.
Yes.
Which is actually fairly good.
Yeah.
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 It's a substantial but quick read.
And it is
Well, I say
how
quick,
many
but
chapters?
it's not quick for me.
30 something.
30 something.
It's worth a read.
36.
It is the exact right amount
How
of
many?
chapters.
What's the word count?
69,000.
69.
Just shy.
So
of
it's
70.
a YA novel then.
It is. It's actually called New Adult. It's kind of
New
this
adult, that's-
newer category.
They keep
so,
creating
yeah.
these new categories and stuff like that. It's
Yeah,
like,
I want to be a new adult.
which is fine. It's just like, as an author, it's like, okay, where does my book fit?
Yeah.
Because like mine technically would kind of be urban fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
This would be urban fantasy, but no, now you've got military fantasy and new adult and blah blah blah. It's
Yeah.
like,
Mine's a people
and
book.
so trying to
people
find
book.
where
Look for
your
people.
book fits is really difficult now because it just used to be science fiction, fantasy, western, military and so on and so forth. Now it's all everything's mashed up. you know.
Yeah. I think
Like-
it's kind of nice, though, because as a reader, sometimes there's a particular trope that I get really fond of and I
Yeah.
just can't get enough of. Like anime, for instance, my favorite anime trope is where there's somebody like in Kenichi, the Mightiest Disciple, who has to fight a whole bunch of tough people, and every enemy that he defeats becomes a friend. Oh, I love that. So with books, you can kind of narrow your interest down and find a whole bunch of books that fall into your really specific category that you just can't get enough of.
So minus the friend part, you probably like Scott Pilgrim as well.
I love Scott Pilgrim.
Okay.
That-
Yes.
That's me.
Plus money.
Zelda obsessed, bass player. They basically stole my life for that movie.
Okay.
Now I do have to ask. Okay, so now even on the cover, you blatantly say book 1.
Yes.
How long is this series going to go?
It's pretty open-ended. I have 3 books planned for it right now, but I'm kind of leaving it open to see how far the stories take us.
Well, the awesome part is, even if you do 3 books, because there's so many other superheroes, you could like take off one of their stories,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, you literally have an open-ended universe to create so much havoc and chaos in.
Yeah, it's so much room to play.
Awesome. And then eventually do an anthology where you just have a bunch of other authors come in, and then you put that out.
Oh,
too.
I love that.
Mm.
Right now, all I'm hoping is that my book is as good as it apparently smells. So,
Okay,
Well,
Scott.
smells, it gets a 9.5 out of 10.
nice.
All right, Scott. There it is. There's the challenge.
Are you saying that now every time we do a review, we're going to have to...
No. No, the challenge now is you need to read it and put out the review and let's see how close it gets to the smell test.
The true rating right there, listeners, does it pass the smell test?
Okay, that's
And
Scott.
does it equal the smell test?
Don't judge a book by a cover. Judge it by how it smells.
Do you realize that now we can actually say that a book stinks?
Yeah.
Oh, you
Literally
can. You
and
can.
figuratively.
Yep.
I'm not saying that yours will. Because literally, it doesn't stink.
Well, good.
So now we have to say, wait, literally, but literally.
I feel like you're now
literally, it will not stink.
I feel like you're challenging me to find you a book that stinks.
No, because it has to be a new book. Used books do not
They don't
count.
count?
No.
It could be brand new. I just may have dropped it in something
I
nice,
don't
Steve.
care. No, new. It has to be fresh and clean like this. This is fresh and clean.
Can we put questionable scratch and sniff stickers on it? Does that count?
Hold on. Are you saying that there are violent and horrible scratch and sniff stickers out
Oh,
there?
yes.
God, I hope so.
There's vomit. There's rotten egg.
Are you telling me
There
there's
is-
like a feces scratch and sniff
Yes.
out there? What kind of sick person?
There are jelly beans of that.
Yes, but that's different. That's Bernie Bott's.
And so they've done the
I'm
same
going to bring
thing.
some in for you. We're going to have horrible jelly beans next time.
Okay, we have to video then that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
We used to
And
play...
Varen and Mackenzie have to be here.
Yeah. Varen and I, we played that game once. Apparently he was cheating. He would like take the bean and he would swallow it like a pill. And then he would fake chew it.
Not cool.
Not cool, Varen. We're calling you out. Calling you out on the air.
Wow, I totally would have done that.
You jerks.
Daniel's pocketing that strategy for later.
Sweet.
I will admit, maybe for the black one, I might have just tucked it in.
So because of my jaw surgery, though, I have actually a spot on my tongue that doesn't taste. So I could literally chew right there and not taste anything.
Oh, you can chew your tongue.
No, if I chewed a
Jelly bean
in
like
that
goes
area-
everywhere, though.
No,
Really?
there's a way to do it without it.
For the as a side note, I looked up different genres,
Yes.
and there are so
There
many.
are.
Like
Well, I mean, if you
didn't
have
realize
Western
this.
and you have you
I
have
found
a fantasy
military
element in it.
Wait,
it's
hold
Weird
on.
West.
Military science fiction.
Yep.
Is that what?
That's actually what my book is actually. Yeah.
That is?
Well,
Okay.
military science fiction fantasy.
There's also parallel universe and alternative history.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and that's what Dave Butler's
Witchy
Witchy
Eye.
But then Steam underneath cyber or science fiction, you've got cyberpunk.
Yep.
Hold on, biopunk, nanopunk, psychedelic, what?
Psychedelic punk.
Post cyberpunk. There we go. Post cyberpunk,
Okay.
steampunk, atompunk, clockpunk, and dieselpunk.
Yeah.
Some of these sound like music genres too. Like
Diesel punk,
post-punk
yeah.
is a music genre, and
Well,
apparently
it's under books.
post-cyberpunk is a literary genre.
So I also want to mention for those of you that maybe are first time listening to the show or didn't catch the last show Caryn was on, Caryn's previous book, Dawn's Hill, actually was nominated for the Dragon Award,
Yep, it was a
Which
finalist in the horror category.
which is awesome
Yeah.
in itself. That's a big deal. I was sad to see that it didn't win, but hey,
it's okay.
it's a finalist.
I
That's
lost to a very
huge.
worthy book.
Yeah, that's huge that
Yeah.
you were a finalist. That's a big deal. And now you can plaster that all over Dawn's Hill, Dragon Award finalist. So that's really cool, and which is a fantastic book, and people should pick that up. Besides picking up Superhero Syndrome, and so when is the next one coming out, if anything?
Well, so
you
Superhero
have other-
Syndrome comes out Tuesday.
Oh, excuse me. So it's coming out Tuesday. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, it's coming
Tuesday,
That's
September
important.
12th.
out. Yeah.
And
I'm
if you're
holding my
if you're
copy
local
now.
to the northern Utah area, we're having a big release party in West Jordan at the Viridian Event Center. There's going to be a superhero costume contest that you are judging. Someone from the Dungeon.
Yes, I am. I forgot about that. That's the 12th?
Yeah.
What time again?
7 o'clock at
Okay,
the
I
Viridian
can make
Event
it.
Center.
I have so many things zipping
It's
around
true.
my head because
No, it's-
Comic-Con,
yeah,
Snake River
Comic-Con is so
Comic-Con.
close. Well, that's what's
I do
so
remember.
great.
You want to go help do that too?
I actually am busy that day.
Never mind.
Tragic.
Then I do
Sorry.
it by myself.
I'm
Which
sorry.
is okay because I love superheroes.
So speaking of Comic-Con, it's perfect because if you want to see how comfortable your Comic-Con costume is out and about and what kinds of reactions it gets, you can wear it to the Superhero Syndrome release party and maybe win the contest. We're giving away a Kindle Fire tablet, some Amazon gift cards to fill up your tablet with books.
Do you consider a Ghostbuster as a superhero?
Sure.
Yes. Who are you?
Ooh, wait a minute. Since I'm a judge, does that mean I can wear my Superman cape?
Can or
absolutely.
should because
There you go.
yeah, you should.
Please do.
I'm
There's
going
no
to be
should,
wearing
it's just can.
I'm going to be wearing my Fox costume to represent the Fox. So
Nice.
The author is the fox?
well, no. So, okay, I should clarify. In the book, there's a costume that people wear to support the fox. It's not the fox's actual costume with, like, the cowl and the awesomeness. It's a pair of really furry ears and a foxtail. So
Sweet.
That's, yeah.
Foxy.
Okay.
I approve.
I approve. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to picture the fox. I mean, what does he say?
I knew you were going to say it. I knew you were going to go there. That's like going to be the tag out music of this show. What does the fox say?
Well, seriously, because you got Batman, and Batman's like, "I'm Batman," you know, or he says something. Where's the Joker? You know. So what does the fox say? Yeah.
You're going to have to read it to find
I
out.
know.
He says a lot of
But
good,
this is like
important
the
things.
perfect tagline. It's already a song.
I'm looking for the fox said, let's say the color of the food is.
Yes. So go out. Where can they find the
cold.
book besides obviously the book release?
I'm not seeing
And where can they find more information about you?
So they can go to my website at carynlarrinaga.com to learn more about me and my other books. You can order signed copies there, and you can order it online at Amazon and barnesandnoble.com. So
Sweet.
it's available in paperback and ebook, and the audiobook will be coming early next year.
Awesome. You must buy this book because we all want to know what the fox says. We all want to know what superpowers and what villains are happening and what happens in book 2.
And what will make you gag.
Yes.
But in a good way.
I want to know what makes me gag even more than I want to know what the fox says. So I'm going to find that out. And buy the book up because we want book 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way to support an author is by buying their books and giving them awesome reviews. So if you pick up a copy and read it, like it, give an awesome review. If you didn't like it, just be nice and don't be mean. I've had a mean review. Not fun.
Daniel's still scarred by it.
You know, I was told, I'll be honest, everyone said that first one that's really mean,
I really
it
should take that rating
really
down.
hurts. And try not to do it. You know, try not to get engaged with them, just ignore it. But man,
Did you engage?
no, I did not. There have been, I do know other authors.
You know, if
that
they're a
have.
listener, they know that you're engaging right now. What you're doing now is engaging.
No, I'm just saying, simply,
It's
as
engaging.
an author, it sucks.
Yeah. It's kind of a horrible rite of passage.
Oh, yeah.
And
It's literally like getting drop-kicked in between the legs with spiked poison boots that burn. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a friend who seems to monitor my reviews for me. Because I'll get a message sometimes and he'll say, "Have you seen this terrible review?" And I'm like, "I haven't looked, but I appreciate you being really indignant and mad on my behalf."
So I mean, I get the email from Pronoun that says, "You got a new review," and I look. If it's a 5 or 4 star, I'll look. If it's not, I'm like, all right, that was cool. They left a review, and then I just don't look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just drives home the point that reading, and enjoying anything is so subjective. Like how we can argue about which, if a movie was worth watching or whatever. And
well, yeah. I mean, I can't remember the author's name, but she pretty much said, "I'm writing because I want to. If someone doesn't like it, that's their prerogative.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still gonna write.
Yeah.
If they want to be jerks about it, I don't care. I'm still gonna write. There's other people that will like it and do love it, and that's all that matters."
Yeah, exactly.
So
Exactly.
Find your audience.
Yep. Find your audience.
Ignore the jerks.
Ignore the jerks. Find the scene where it will make you gag. And with that said, we're out here.
Wop 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 ba wow wow.
What was that?
What the fox said.
Are you a fan of Dungeon Crawlers? Then it's time for you to level up your experience. Download our episodes that are released every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And not only that, we want to hear from you. We want to know who you want to hear on the show. What author, what celebrity, what game designers you want to hear. Not only that, we also want to hear what you like about the show. So, with that said, please reach out to info@dungeoncrawlersradio.com. Email us on Twitter or Facebook. And let us know what you want to hear on this show, because we want it to be as much of your show as it is ours. So with that said, we're out of here, and we'll catch you next time.